Hey, what's up guys, it's Unleash here today, and we are back with another video, yet again, on Sonic X Shadow Generations. And in today's video, we have yet again some more little tidbits on the game here and there that could potentially be quite interesting if the speculation surrounding them comes true. Gonna be honest with you, I did actually think we were gonna get a trailer for the game at the Nintendo Direct, because for the past 2 years with Superstars and Frontiers, that actually happened, but surprisingly for this game, there was nothing at the Nintendo Direct, so thought that was interesting, but yeah, let's not waste any more time. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. Onto Twitter with Sonic Rush. Actually, hang on, just before we carry on with the video, something tells me that you're not subscribed. How do I know that, you ask? Well, look at this. Are you seeing that right now? Most of the people watching this video right now aren't subscribed. What's going on with that then, eh? Press that subscribe button right the hell now, because, you know, just saying, Sega was telling me that if you don't subscribe right now, they ain't releasing that Unleashed port. Okay, they didn't actually say that, but come on man, you should still subscribe right now. You won't regret it, trust me. Anyways, I'll stop bothering you now, so on with the video. So we begin with a tweet from the legendary Tomoyo Otani. So we have somebody asking him, "Hello, I have something to ask. I'm curious to ask, are you the one composing the songs in Shadow okay. And are there any vocal songs in Shadow Generations? I really want to know, and thank you for your answer in advance." And then unfortunately, Tomoyo Otani replies with, "Okay, I'm not working on Sonic X Shadow Generations project. Actually, I didn't make music, but I support the team a little. I believe this project will be super cool." So Tomoyo Otani isn't actually working on Sonic X Shadow Generations as soundtrack, which is actually pretty interesting. So that begs the question, who is working on the soundtrack now? Obviously, because it's kind of like a Shadow the Hedgehog game, so guitars or whatever going to be prevalent here, my immediate guess is obviously Jun Sonoe. I mean, just hearing the guitars in that Biolizard remix from some of the gameplay we've been hearing about and seeing, it actually sounds pretty Jun Sonoe-esque, but then again, we had no Jun Sonoe in, Frontiers with the Titan theme and things like that, so I don't know who's actually working on the soundtrack then, not a clue. I mean, Frontiers did bring us some brand new composers like Rintaro Soma, Kana Naguni, and some other people as well who actually did some work on Superstars soundtrack too, so who knows? Who knows at this point? All I know is that whoever's actually doing the soundtrack for this game, yeah, they're doing a pretty good job so far, because that Final Rush remix in the Arc stage, yeah, that sounds pretty fire. Anyways, another interesting tweet right here from Soa City. Original Black Doom voice actor Sean Schemmel says, "I did re-audition for this, and apparently they decided to not use me." So that's interesting, because the voice actor for Black Doom in Sonic X Shadow Generation sounds very similar to the original voice actor, leading to a lot of people, including myself, think that is Sean Schemmel, the original guy. Yeah, it has to be, but apparently no. He re-auditioned for the role and got rejected, so damn, that's tough, I guess. Kind of a weird thing to do. I've apparently been hearing that Sean Schemmel is kind of a douchebag as a human being, so maybe that's why they didn't get him, or maybe he's an expensive guy, possibly. But at the very least, they got a Black Doom voice actor that actually sounds like a Black Doom the original, so they've done a good job there, so props to them for that at least. Right here we have a tweet from MediaFan11, and this tweet is obviously, as you can see, 9 days old, but it's fine, we can still talk about it, it's fine. Looks like Sonic X Shadow Generations for the Switch is number 54 in the American Amazon, and yeah, you can see an image right there, so that's good. Yeah, pre-orders for the game are already kinda going crazy, and even more so in Japan with this next tweet. Because right here from the official guy, Shun Nakamura, we can see that in Japan, yeah, I think that's the digital deluxe version, or is that the collector's edition for the game actually? Yeah, that's collector's edition. So yeah, the physical collector's edition in Japan is actually, again, doing numbers in Amazon. Number 1, number 2, yeah. It's looking pretty. Wait, why are there two versions actually? They look exactly the same. What's the difference there? That's a bit weird, but yeah, the game's doing well, at least in terms of like pre-orders or whatever. People are hyped for the game, so that's good. But now we have some interviews with the developers of the game with some interesting info about the game. Starting off with SSF 1991 here. Are you still awake? A late night Izuka interview just dropped, and weirdly when I tried to click on the link for this one, for some reason they've taken it down. Unless the link changed or something. Anyways, since SSF 1991 took screenshots of it, we can see a bit of the interview right here. The Chaos Control and Chaos powers are moves that Shadow has historically been able to do in its past appearances, they began. However, while we're not at liberty to say much about the full extent of Shadow's Doom powers, one of the things that you guys got to see were the wings that Shadow sprouts on its back. Let's just say that what's coming next, we'll see in the full game, is that the somewhat more animalistic designs. So basically, Shadow's powers are going to be more resembling like animals, and so the Doom wings, I'm guessing that's I want to say like a bird or something, but then at the same time, those are some weird looking bird wings, so maybe that's like a bat or a pterodactyl maybe? I don't know, that's possible. I mean, we got the Black Bull in Shadow the Hedgehog, so Maybe, it could be like a dinosaur or something, that could be interesting. Now I do wonder what animal is going to allow Shadow to dash across the water has been said in like previous bits of information, because one of the powers that Shadow has in this game is to dash across the water, so what animal is that going to be? Maybe like a fish or something? Is Shadow going to grow like fins or something? That could be a bit weird. Maybe these wings will allow Shadow to do that across the water as well, actually. Maybe it's that. I don't know, we'll have to see. Right, then here we have an interview with a bit of Shun Nakamura here. So, first of all, please tell us how the project for the game was born. Shun Nakamura. In the movie Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic vs Knuckles, and that's actually the Japanese name for Sonic Movie 2, released in 2022, there is a scene where Shadow appears at the end. We are not directly involved in the production of the movie, but we were convinced that Shadow would definitely be featured in the next movie, and that this year would be Shadow's year, which is the origin of the project. At the same time, the effect of this movie is a very large worldwide, and many customers have become fans of Sonic after watching the movie. We also wanted those people to know what kind of game Sonic is. So we thought about adding Shadow Generations, which includes new gameplay for Shadow, to the remastered version of Sonic Generations, which lets you know the history of Sonic, and that was the trigger for the production of this game. Now the reason I find this part of information quite interesting is because they know that Shadow obviously was going to be big in the movie, they knew that, and they thought, people don't know who Shadow is, so why don't we make a game about it to let those people know who Shadow really is? And maybe, just maybe, in the future movies, let's say we get like a Silver in movie 4, they could make like a Sonic X Silver Unleashed or something for that, just to do what they're doing with Shadow here to make sure people know who Silver truly is. And I'm just saying, if we got to finally play as Silver the Hedgehog again, that would be sick. I'm just saying, that'd be awesome. It's rare to pair a remastered version with a completely new work. Nakamura, we really wanted to release it in time for the release of the movie Shadow is involved in, so it would take time to create each one from scratch, and it would be difficult to redefine the game. Therefore, we chose to challenge ourselves to take on new actions by adding Shadow's story to the game design of Sonic Generations, which travels around the stages of the series. This also allowed us to create a sense of unity as a single game. Now this is interesting because this means that they were actually going to make like a fully standalone Shadow the Hedgehog game at one point, but then obviously, maybe because of time constraints or something, they decided to combine it with Sonic Generations. Now I'm not sure if Sega were the ones who told them to bundle it with Generations because they didn't have faith in like another standalone Shadow the Hedgehog game or something, but even still, the fact that they're even considering it, that is pretty cool. I mean, if Shadow Generations does pretty well, which I'm pretty sure it's going to anyways, maybe in the future we could see Shadow finally get like his own standalone game, without anything else bundled in with it, just Shadow the Hedgehog, his own game on his own again. And maybe not even just Shadow, maybe like a Knuckles game, Tails, Silver if the game, that series gets that popular, which we'll see. But yeah, this series does open up the gateways for many more things to come in the future, so the future's looking interesting, man. It's looking very interesting. Nakamura. The theme of Sonic Generations was to look back on past adventures without adding new actions to Sonic, but this time we aimed to create a game that would half look back on the past and half give surprises by incorporating new actions on the Shadow side. In the BioLizard they tried out this time, the first phase was a traditional strategy of grinding up while being chased by the tail, but in the second half, when another arm grows out, a new strategy is required. We are always conscious of providing new gameplay that does not feel strange to customers who are familiar with the series. This was a difficult part for the team. Okay, I like that actually. So they're not just bringing back old things and just doing it exactly the same as they did before. They're actually gonna bring them back, show a bit of things that were in the past before, but then expand on it and actually innovate it, which is what they do with the BioLizard fight. So yeah, I'm hyped for this, man. If we can get like a Black Doom Super Shadow boss fight where they do the same thing as the original Shadow the Hedgehog game, but then go even further than it and do more, that could be pretty sick. Maybe, just maybe a new Shadow the Hedgehog form, like a Doom Shadow or something. Just saying, that could be sick, just saying, but we'll see. I felt that the BioLizard battle was a little difficult. Oh no, can the difficulty be changed for those who can't? No, please. Shigihara. The difficulty can't be changed. In this demo, you suddenly had to face the BioLizard, so it may have felt difficult. In the final version, you'll go through several stages before you reach the BioLizard, and you will have to learn the Shadow's actions before you can challenge him, so I don't think it will feel suddenly difficult. Also, the BioLizard was the final boss in previous games, so we intended for him to not be someone that anyone can easily defeat. Oh, thank God for that, so they ain't gonna scale down the difficulty just because people are complaining about it. So apparently the BioLizard fight is actually a decent chunk way into the game, so maybe you do Space Colony Arc Act 1, then Act 2, then you fight the BioLizard maybe, because the BioLizard is actually on the Arc, so that would make a lot more sense, I think. Maybe that is just the structure of the game. You do one area, 2 acts, then a boss fight. Because while you're doing all that as well, don't forget we have the open zone white space area, so yeah, I reckon since the game is starting to be like it's going to be a short game, yeah, you have open zone, you do that in between the stage and the boss fights. Yeah, I think that would make sense. Doom Power, which is revealed as another power of Shadow, is a means of transportation in white space. Shigihara. There are several ways to use it, and they can be used not only in white space, but also in stages. For example, you can play by restarting a stage before you obtain that power, and using Doom power to develop a new route. So we're going to be unlocking the Doom powers in the stages, which you pretty much already know from that one Shadow Wing thing in the trailer. And apparently once you actually unlock the power in the stage, you can actually just restart it straight up and then you'll still keep the power, which is actually pretty nice. So I guess that's going to be interesting, I suppose. I wonder what powers we'll actually get in the game. I mean, we know we can probably fly with the wings and dash across the water with some sort of fish power up maybe, I'm just guessing there, but yeah. Hopefully there's actually good powers at least, because the game is sounding like it's going to be quite short, so hopefully we get at least some decent powers in there to make it worthwhile. Anyways, that about does it for today's video then. So yeah, again, nothing too massive in this video in terms of info, but again, still pretty interesting, and again, could lead to some nice speculation, and if it comes true, will be pretty nice. But let me know what you guys think of this info. Who do you think is composing the soundtrack for Shadow Generations? Let me know down below. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially the last one. Don't forget to become unleashed. Pressing that join button down below. Remember, it's not necessary. And I will see you all next time. Peace!